As you know, my name is Caitlin Garrigan, and I'm currently pursuing a master's in educational leadership at Arizona State University. I'm looking to interview you to identify potential trends regarding parent involvement regarding two essential questions. What do school stakeholders, including parents and school personnel, think about a school's connection to families and communities? And what ideas do stakeholders have to improve the school's connections to families and the community? All the responses during our interview will be used to develop stronger parent involvement at Paseo Point. Thank you for your time. So the first question that I'm just interested in knowing is, how long have you been in education?
This marks year 10 in education. All 10 years have been in Arizona, and this is my third year at Paseo Point.
This is your third year at Paseo Point, and what grades have you taught at Paseo Point?
This is actually the third year it has been open. My first year I taught 5th grade, and for the past 2 years I have been 4th grade.
How many children do you have, and what ages are they?
Personal children, I have one, and she will be 4 in December.
And will she attend Paseo Point in the future?
That's the plan. As long as I'm here, she will follow where I go. So if I stay at Paseo Point, she will be with me here at Paseo Point. I know my husband is extremely interested in the DLI program, but we still have 2 years before we decide whether or not she'll attend in kindergarten.
How do you provide information to parents on what is going on at school and in your class? Can you give me some specific examples?
So I do send a weekly email, typically on Sunday nights, that goes to my parent group at the beginning of the year. I get everyone's email. I do have a parent group, so it's just a quick and easy way to send it out. I give them updates on upcoming events, things that are going on at school, such as whether or not we're doing a penny drive. Right now we're doing a theme week. I also give them information such as what we're learning in the classroom. I give them when we are taking assessments so that parents can be prepared. In addition, I also communicate with parents any homework that was sent home. I communicate with them whether or not their student is missing an assignment. Our behavior management system is another thing that I communicate with them, whether or not their student received an infraction or they are missing a signature on our parent communication. Another way I communicate is through the Remind app, which is a text messaging system. First year I'm doing this in 10 years, and I have gotten so many compliments from parents because it goes to their phone. It's something that they can see immediately, whereas some people don't always check their emails. So if it's something that is crucial or important, I use the Remind app, whereas any other information does get sent out via email weekly.
So how often are you using the Remind app, and can you give me an example of maybe a remind that you've sent this week?
Oh, sure. So I send a Remind app reminder usually once a week. So for example, the most recent that I sent this morning, school began at 7:30. At 7:45, I reminded parents that today and tomorrow were half days. And I had a parent say, "Oh, really? It is? And what time is that?" 11:30. This whole week has been a theme week because it's Red Ribbon Week. So every night, usually around 5:30, 6 o'clock, I sent a reminder to parents for what the next day's theme was, along with any other thing that we were doing that day. So like picture day retakes was Tuesday. And even though in the emails, I was telling parents, if you want your student to take picture retakes, it is on Tuesday, the 22nd or 23rd. Please email me and let me know so I can write their name down. Well, I got no responses through that, but I sure did when I sent it through the Remind app message.
And do you communicate any information to parents on like how to support their student at home? Or
Absolutely. So I had first started doing it via email, and for some reason, like I said, the Remind app is better. So my first attempt for how to teach things in the class went by simply asking a question. So I would say, parents, if you would like an example of how this is taught in the classroom, please let me know. And it was immediate, 10 to 12 responses. Please send me a photo. Please send me a photo. But through the email, nothing. This time around, when I had a feeling that parents were going to struggle with how to best support their child with what our standard says, I immediately sent a photo along with the homework assignment for that night.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell when parents like something because they click a little button that gives you a thumbs up, or they reply by saying thank you, that it really helped them. I have even sent a video through the Remind app to a parent who wasn't understanding one of the multiplication homeworks that we were having for that night that was separate from our curriculum.
Okay, and what makes you do all of these things?
I just know that in the past I've had parents say, I had no idea what was going on in school. Their previous teacher didn't really communicate. I think it's crucial in order for parents to be involved in a student's life academically, not just taking care of their well-being, that they need to know what's going on in the classroom. So that's why I send those reminders, or I communicate with them what we're doing in the classroom so that they can assist them. I teach younger grades, middle school-ish, and our kids need support from the adult in their household, and it's my way of helping them be supportive of their student.
What kind of information does the school or the teacher provide?
As far as things that go on campus?
Mm-hmm.
So I do know that we have a robocall system where if there's things going on at the school, they want to talk about early release, any events that's going on, maybe a cancellation of some sort. They do what's called a robocall, which is basically a system that calls, leaves a voicemail, a pre-recorded message from administration. I do know that we also use another thing, something that begins or ends with tree, Giving Tree, or some type of tree app that is email based, I believe, for any important information that needs to go out. I do know that we have a Facebook page for the school, but we also have a PTA Facebook page, and a lot of parents do refer to that because I am on both of those pages. So I do see them asking clarifying questions or saying thanks for the information.
Do you think that this provides enough communication and information that parents need?
I definitely think it could be better. I do know that they are trying the resources that they have, but I also think if we want more parent involvement, the expectation coming from the top down needs to be just a little bit stronger, so that we can get our parents here to things through our teachers, because admin has placed that expectation on them as well.
So can you give a suggestion or an example of what admin could do top down that you think would support increased parent involvement?
I think giving, one thing that I know that I do is I have both of my teammates and a few new teachers on my parent email list. And they literally copy exactly what I say and send it to their families. I think it's really important, if they want us to kick something out, have something already prepared for us to say or hand out or do, versus just a verbal, this is what we're doing, can you invite your parents? I think if they already had blurbs, I know one of our instructional coaches just sent out something for a Hispanic event that is next Wednesday or Thursday, and she already had an email typed up. All I did was I copied and pasted that and kicked it out straight to my parents because it was already done for me. I didn't really have to do anything extra because I already have a lot on my plate as it is. So I think it already being prepared for us to a certain extent will help communicate that out to parents.
Okay, so just simple draft of an email or a suggestion or a flyer, so just one less thing.
And even letting us know as well that something was sent, whether it was a robocall or whether it was whatever that email app is that they use, if they let us know that they sent this to parents as well, so that we know that we can reinforce it in our classrooms to our parent contact group, would also, I think, help make communication a little bit better.
Can you tell me about a time when you communicated clearly and effectively with a particular parent in your class?
Well, we're doing parent-teacher conferences right now. I think meeting face-to-face is a little bit better than through email. So whether it's behavior, you can send something in an email and it not come across appropriately. Whereas if you meet with them in person and talk to them about the student's specific behavior and give them suggestions on how they can fix it, or help you at home, or help at home